Good evening, good evening. Welcome back to Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, your MC, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, I wanted to get on here and talk about the big news released earlier today. That's right, I'm talking about the announcement of the Sony PlayStation 5 Pro. That's right. New console in the Sony PlayStation family with the PlayStation 5 Pro. So, wanted to get on here and give my thoughts about it. They did a showcase for it. It wasn't too long of a showcase. It was like maybe 10 minutes, maybe 11 minutes, something like that. But wanted to get on here and give my thoughts. I've actually gotten a chance to talk with a lot of my friends, a lot of my coworkers, and just got their thoughts on this announcement. And not only that, they did a rundown of the details. So first off, let's get into the specs. Let's get into the specs first of the PS5 Pro. So for the CPU architecture and clock speeds, has an 8-core, 16-thread Zen 2 at 3.5 gigahertz slash 3.85 gigahertz. The GPU compute units and architecture is 60 CUs with an RNDA of 3 TBC. For the teraflops GPU clock speed, 33.5 teraflops with a GPU clock speed of 2.18 gigahertz. The GDDR6 memory is at 16 gigs at 18 gigabits per second. Memory available for games, 13.7 gigabytes. The memory interface and bandwidth, 256 bit with a bandwidth of 576 gigabytes or gigabits per second, pretty much. So interesting thing about this, which I'm going to get into the highlighted upgrades that makes the PS5 Pro different and a little more advanced than the PlayStation 5. So, one of the things to point out with the PlayStation 5 Pro for the PS5 Pro is the upgraded GPU. So, check this out. The GPU for the PS5 Pro has 67% more compute units than the current PS5 console with 28% faster memory, which enables up to 45% faster rendering for gameplay, which makes a much more smoother experience. Also got the feature of advanced ray tracing. So much more powerful ray tracing that provides more dynamic reflection and refraction of light, so a lot better lighting, which allows the rays to be cast at double and at certain times triple the speeds of the current PS5 console, so much better lighting. AI-driven upscaling is another feature. It says this is the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which is an AI-driven upscaling that uses machine learning-based technology to provide a super sharp image clarity, and by adding extraordinary amount of detail. So those were the three highlighted new features, the big three, as was said in the showcase. And of course, PS5 Pro enhanced games. That was another thing that was pointed out, which was a similar feature that the PS4 Pro had. But with the PS5 Pro, it'll play all the same games that you can play on the PS5, but with, of course, better performance and enhanced features. And they've actually named a list of games, 13 that were revealed that will become PS5 Pro enhanced. And so far, those games are Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is, hasn't come out yet, but that's one of them. The Crew Motorfest, The First Descendant, Demon Souls, Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I just finished not too long ago my playthrough of that. Gran Turismo 7, Hogwarts Legacy for all the Harry Potter fans out there. Horizon Forbidden West, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. So those were the 13 games showcased to have the PS5 Pro enhanced features. Which I own a couple of those games. But the PS5 Pro will also be compatible with the current PS5 accessories, the PlayStation VR 2, PlayStation Portable, the DualSense Edge controller, the Access controller, Pulse Elite headset, Pulse Explorer earbuds. The user interface and network services will also be the same as well, so not really too much difference there. Let's see. What will come in the box? So you got your PS5 Pro, which will have a 2 terabyte solid state drive for your storage, a DualSense controller, a copy of Astro's Playroom pre-installed, which, the standard PS5 had. So, that's pretty much the rundown of the PlayStation 5 Pro. Here's the thing, though. Couple of things that stand out about this. Number one, the PS5 Pro is a digital version only console. Which means if you want the disc drive to play physical media, you're going to have to get it separately. Which, right now, the official PS5 disc drive is $80. So, while it does support that disc drive attachment, you have to spend $80 to get it, because this PS5 Pro is initially digital version only. So, definitely a disadvantage. Another thing, the price. So, this system releases on November 7th of this year, 2024. Pre-orders begin September 26th, which is in a few weeks. But the price, the launch price will be $700. And if you're in the UK, it's going to be even more expensive. It's about 700 pounds, but it's equivalent to about over $900 US. So, Now, looking at this, don't get me wrong, looking at the side-by-side comparison between, the power and graphics between the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, I mean, it's definitely a pretty obvious difference. I'll give it that. But here's my thing. $700 for pretty much a graphical upgraded system. You could really say slightly improved graphical console. Not really a fan of that. Not to mention, if you wanted to upgrade, being like a PS5 disc version owner, then you would pretty much have to get the PS5 Pro, get the disc drive. It also does not come with the stand. So the vertical stand you got to get separately, which I believe the vertical stand is $30. Yeah, $30. But yeah, you'll have to get that separately if you want that. And the thing is, just looking at what comes with this, not to mention, it offers 4K 60 frames per second. Now, don't get me wrong. Wouldn't you think by now that 120 frames per second should be more of a thing with these consoles by now? Which could have been with this one. I'm just saying. There was also the talk about 8K gaming, but then again, like, there haven't been any games that really push 8K. So, I don't know. If you ask me, the only people that I could see invest in this PS5 Pro are people that don't have a PlayStation 5. Those are really the only people that I could see that may invest in this. But then again, you got to think about it. Think about what all they would have to invest to get the full experience. Because think about it. PlayStation 5 Pro is $700. And, you add on the tax, it's, going to make that more. If you're very much big into physical media, the disc drive, that's $80 right there. It comes with a controller, but I'm sure you're going to want a second controller. So, controllers nowadays are like $70 and up. If you want to get a vertical stand for it, that's $30 there. It does come with 2 terabytes, which is, a terabyte more than the original PlayStation 5 and whatnot. But, if you want to, add more, that's an option, which would cost more money. I know it comes pre-installed with Astro's Playroom, but I'm sure for those that would get it are gonna want like another game or two. So that could potentially be, $60 to $100. So more games. In order to play, you're gonna have to have PlayStation Plus, and that has different tiers, so you would have to spend money on that as well. Warranty. I mean, in my opinion, if you're going to get something like this, I'm sure you're going to want, an extended warranty. I mean, some people may want that. I know I would, especially if I'm going to pay that much money for a piece of equipment or hardware or whatnot. I want to get the best warranty I can get, if not a lifetime warranty. So, when you really think about it, you really would be spending at least about $1,000 to get this full experience for what you would need, not just the console, but the accessories, games, stuff like that. That's necessary. So I just really feel like this would only probably attract the attention more for those that don't have a PS5 at all. As far as those that do have a PS5 that want to upgrade, I don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it. Now, I'm sure you could probably trade your old PS5 and get credit towards a PS5 Pro. But like I said, if you're one that collects a lot of, physical media, then I really don't see the point in doing that. And then you got to buy the disk drive add-on. I just think it's extra money and whatnot when they could have made a PS5 Pro disc edition. They could have easily done that. I'm just saying. But at the same time, I think as time passes, I really feel like the idea of pushing for an all-digital media sort of era, I think is what the idea is. Because, I mean, you got to think about it. You look at certain stores and whatnot, like Best Buy. Best Buy, you can't even get Blu-rays and DVDs at Best Buy anymore. I mean, you can still get video games, physical media for video games, but don't be surprised if that goes away in some stores and it just becomes all digital. Which I would think probably stores like GameStops and any type of, retro gaming stores, like Limited Run or any sort of like hole-in-the-wall retro stores. Like I know in North Carolina you got Hidden Block Games, you got Lost Ark Video Games, just a lot of different ones. But then I would imagine physical media would like triple in price, because I would think it would become rare if we're transitioning into pretty much an all digital era. When was the last time you bought a CD? Like a music CD? I mean, nowadays, I don't know too many stores that have physical music CDs. Aside from maybe Target and FYE, which, the one that I know of is barely hanging on. But yeah, I mean, that's something to think about. So, I mean, I think more and more as time passes, I think the idea towards all digital media, gaming, I mean, heck, look at PC gaming. I mean, nowadays, I don't really see a lot of, PC games with like installation discs. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, nowadays you just, you purchase it digitally and you can just install it and, whatever drivers or whatnot that you may need if that's necessary. You know what I mean? Nowadays you can just, go to a store like Steam or the Epic Game Store or just, even Amazon or, gaming sites, and you can buy it digitally and just install it right there on your computer and be done with it. I mean, nowadays, I don't really see a lot of PC games with installation discs. So, that's another example. But I just feel like more and more it's pushing towards all digital. And then once it gets to that point, they're going to have to figure out some sort of way that you can partake in that and officially own it, which I'm not even so sure it's possible. And I own some physical media and I own some digital media, mainly gaming. I do own some digital titles, but at the same time, there's always that aspect of you own it, but you really don't own it, especially if you can't consistently maintain internet connection or maintain subscription, i.e. Game Pass, i.e. PlayStation Plus. You know what I mean? So you own it, but you really don't own it, if that makes any sense. So, but yeah, just that just really got me thinking. But do I think this is going to sell well? Honestly, no. I mean, a lot of the message boards that I've looked at really just has said a lot of negative about it. As a matter of fact, let me pull up some of these messages, because there's a lot. There's a lot. One person says $700 in this economy is diabolical. Another person said, with no disk drive either, LOL, then buy a $150 additional drive for the large file size games. Games barely look better. Let's see. One person said $700 for a digital system, no backwards compatibility, and must buy the stand separately. No thank you. I'll stick with my launch PS5 for now. Oh, here's another one. This one person says, theory, $700 is ridiculously high. We know it and Sony knows it. However, they are using this as preparation to charge this or more for a PS6 in a couple of years from now. Everyone is focused on the current price, but Sony is establishing a new baseline for the future. That's a fair assessment. That is a fair assessment. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. One person says, didn't even give it backwards compatibility, I bet. I'll pass and wait for the 6. Let's see. One person says you may as well buy a PC, which I've heard that comment quite a lot today. But I think a lot of these comments is mainly like 700 and no disk drive in a lot of these comments. They can't even include the stand. What a ripoff. Let's see. Might as well buy a gaming PC at this rate. One person says, WTF, what this thing gonna actually do 60 frames at 120 hertz? Come on, PlayStation, I'm definitely getting a PC. And that's another thing, like, no 120 hertz or anything like that. Yeah. But, one person, no disk drive? I'm not buying this. Yeah. I haven't, in scrolling through this, I haven't really seen any positive comments. Haven't seen any. Oh, here's one. Here's one positive comment. One person says, oh, that's for me, bro. I'm going to buy this one. I've waited so long for this to come finally on November 7th. Well, there's one. There's one. But, but yeah, I definitely won't be getting it. Like I said, I don't think it's worth the upgrade. I really don't. I don't think it's worth the upgrade. I mean, like I said, I think for those that have yet to get a PS5, this might be more for you. Now, if you don't really care about physical media, then honestly, this is perfect for you. If you don't care about physical media, this is perfect for you. But really know of anybody, any gamer that I've met that has been digital only with their PS5 or with their Xbox or anything like that. You know, most of the gamers that I know are physical media collectors or both, but usually not just digital media only. You know what I mean? It's just like, I know for me, I say the same thing about anime. You know, if I enjoy an anime so much, whether I finish it or get halfway through it or just see the first couple of episodes and I'm invested, I love it, I'll get a physical copy of it. You know, yes, I understand the streaming services, those are great. I have them myself. But if I like something really, really, very much, I'll own it. Physical media. You know? So that's just how I've always been. But like I said, so I do have some digital media as well when it comes to gaming. But yeah, yeah. $700, no thank you. No disk drive, no thank you. Yeah. But pre-orders go live on September 26th, so, you know, in a few weeks. It does make me wonder how will Nintendo respond, because I know there's a lot of rumors and speculations of there being a Switch 2, and, you know, that may be a lot more reasonable of an upgrade. I mean, I know I upgraded from the regular Switch to the OLED. You know, I was able to trade it in and get, you know, a discount towards the OLED. So, you know, we'll see what the Switch 2 does. But, yeah, overall, PS5 Pro, meh. Not really interested. I don't see it selling well. I really don't. But I think if you've wanted a PS5 for a long time and never been able to get one, and if you don't care at all about physical media, then this is perfect for you. Go for it. But aside from that, I don't think it's worth the upgrade. But that's just me. But anyway, that's all I got. Don't forget to check out Game Beauty in the description for some awesome video game themed makeup and cosmetic products. And if you want to make a purchase, don't forget to use that promo code blitzball_champ for 10% off of your order. And let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What did you think about the reveal of the PlayStation 5 Pro? What do you think of the console? What do you think of the updates, the features? What do you think about the price? Would you consider getting one? Let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. For Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube, my name is Jason Ingram. Hope everybody have a blessed evening and a blessed day tomorrow. And I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Peace. Later.